Right now, the primaries may look different in the Badger State after a Wisconsin judge ruled ballot boxes cannot be used.
And we're looking at a chilly start to our weekend ahead. We'll have a look at your forecast coming up.
Good morning, everyone. 8 o'clock now on Saturday. Thanks for joining us on News 3 Now. I'm McKenna Alexander. Let's go ahead and take a look outside this morning. Julian, what's it looking like for the day ahead?
Well, at least we have a beautiful sunrise. But aside from that, it is cold outside as we're getting our morning started for us. Good morning, everyone. As we're taking a look right now, we can see the cloud cover is pretty much broken up for the most part as we take a look out into the west, and a beautiful sunrise as we're getting things rolling for us. Now, as we take a look at our radar, we do still have a bit of some lingering showers, mainly to the east of southern Wisconsin. This is over to our friends near the Milwaukee and Waukesha areas. But as we look ahead, it's going to really start to clear out for us, especially as we head into the later part of this morning. Then we're going to be having varying cloud cover again as we see the update of seeing potentially even some light flurries sticking around throughout the early part of this morning. But then cloud cover and quiet conditions as we go into the rest of the afternoon. Right now, temperatures are into the single digits here in Madison. 8 degrees in Boscobel and 10 degrees in Platteville with 18 degrees in Janesville. But those wind speeds are still pretty breezy as we're starting off this morning, which is bringing in our wind chills to feel well below zero, especially in Madison. We're 7 degrees below zero, with 5 below in Platteville and 6 in Janesville. And temperatures will slowly but surely start to improve as we approach the afternoon, as we're going to get into those upper teens, but it is going to be a very cool day ahead. We'll have much more of what else to expect in a few moments. Until then, back to you, McKenna.
All right, thanks, Julian. A Wisconsin judge has ruled ballot drop boxes cannot be used in Wisconsin. It's a major legal victory for Republicans. They argued drop boxes should be prohibited because there's nothing written in state law about them. A Waukesha County judge ruled that state law does allow absentee ballots to be returned in person or by mail, but not in a drop box. The ruling comes about a month before February's spring election.
The commission should be required and ought to be required to more carefully follow the traditional mandates of Wisconsin law when they make major policy decisions.
The ruling is expected to be appealed. In the meantime, the State Elections Commission says it plans to review the court order and will consult with its attorneys in the coming days. The January 6th investigation is moving forward, with a far-right group called the Oath Keepers taking center stage now. The Justice Department has charged the leader of that group, Stuart Rhodes, along with 10 other members with seditious conspiracy related to the Capitol attack. But as this plays out, one big question remains. Could anyone else be implicated? Paula Reed has the latest.
Today, the Justice Department escalating its efforts to prosecute those responsible for January 6th, charging Oath Keepers leader Stuart Rhodes, along with 10 others, with seditious conspiracy related to the attack on the Capitol. It's the first time federal prosecutors have used the sedition charge after bringing more than 700 cases related to the insurrection. But prosecutors have long signaled that they were considering using the rarely applied section of federal law. Rhodes is the most high-profile individual charged in the investigation so far. Court documents filed today lay out a wide-ranging plot to storm the Capitol and disrupt the certification of the election. On November 5th, Rhodes allegedly urged his followers to refuse to accept the election results, writing in a signal message, "We aren't getting through this without a civil war. Too late for that. Prepare your mind, body, and spirit." In December, Rhodes wrote of the Electoral College certification, "There is no standard political or legal way out of this." According to federal prosecutors, on his way to D.C. on January 3rd, Rhodes allegedly bought an AR platform rifle and other firearms equipment, including sights, mounts, triggers, slings, and other firearms attachments in Texas. The next day, he allegedly bought more firearms equipment in Mississippi, including sights, mounts, an optic plate, and a magazine. Rhodes, a former Army paratrooper who went on to earn a law degree from Yale, did not enter the Capitol on January 6th, but Oath Keepers were seen forcing their way into the building in a military stack formation. The new indictment also reveals the group had 3 quick reaction forces from 3 states, Arizona, North Carolina, and Florida, to rush into D.C. if needed. The Justice Department alleges teams were prepared to rapidly transport firearms and other weapons Republicans into Washington, D.C. in support of operations aimed at using force to stop the lawful transfer of presidential power. The indictment also reveals that Oath Keeper Thomas Caldwell, arrested in January, claimed that he took a reconnaissance trip to D.C. prior to January 6th. Rhodes was arrested at his home in Texas today. He has previously denied involvement with the January 6th attack.
The committee is also hitting social media companies like Twitter and Facebook with subpoenas. It comes after what it's calling inadequate responses to its voluntary requests. Another Republican who voted to impeach former President Donald Trump is voluntarily leaving the U.S. House. Congressman John Katko of New York announced he will not seek re-election. He was one of the 10 House Republicans who voted to impeach Trump and the third who has opted to not run again. The UW system is close to finding a new president to replace Tommy Thompson. 2 finalists are competing to fill his spot: UW Claire Chancellor James Schmidt and Milwaukee law firm CEO Jay Rothman. Schmidt and Rothman will have interviews with the Special Regent Committee and other groups on Tuesday. UW officials say there will be no public input sessions with the finalists. After a difficult week for the Biden administration, the president is back to work on the bipartisan infrastructure bill. $825 million will be going to rebuild roads and highways across the nation. That money will also refix 43,000 bridges that are deemed unsafe.
That's going to mean more jobs, good paying jobs, safer communities, and lower cost. We can do this. This is what a better America is going to look like.
The program is expected to improve 15,000 highway bridges and will also address off-system bridges that service smaller roads and are not part of the federal highway system. People seem to snag at-home rapid tests as quickly as they appear on shelves. But even just buying a few will cost you $20, $30, even $40. That is set to change. The Biden administration ordering insurance companies cover the cost. Brad Hamilton shares more on how this might help our community.
Lines wrapped around buildings, sometimes even blocking traffic in Fitchburg, and at-home kits often sold out as soon as they come in stock show COVID testing is in high demand right now.
It is important that people know this is an option for them now.
That new option, making at-home rapid testing free. Starting tomorrow, insurance companies will have to start covering the cost. State Insurance Commissioner spokesperson Sarah Smith says it does come with some limitations.
They're required to do that for up to 8 tests per person on the plan per month. So a family of 4 could get 32 tests in a month if they needed to.
The Biden administration hopes insurance companies work with these pharmacies to make free kits available on a walk-in basis. But until that happens, you may need to file to get your money back.
Making sure people keep their receipts, any documentation, if it's something you ordered online, make sure it doesn't send that receipt email to your spam box. Make sure you keep track of all those records.
The policy comes at a crucial time in the pandemic, especially for hospitals. Wisconsin hit a new pandemic high for total patients this week with 2,278 on Wednesday, while emergency rooms remain packed. WHA's Joanne Alec explains.
Just such a high demand right now and such a high surge. And we really want to make sure that those beds, that the emergency room is there for people who need it.
The Wisconsin Hospital Association hopes that fewer people showing up who don't need emergency help and just need a COVID test will be a small but significant impact on our situation.
Another tool in the toolbox to allow patients to have access to testing without having to seek that in the emergency room.
A company claiming to provide free COVID tests facing a mounting list of complaints is now shutting down. The Center for COVID Control says it will shut down for a week to retrain its staff. The company is based in Illinois but has a few pop-up locations in the Madison area. The Better Business Bureau says multiple people have reported not receiving test results, poor customer service, and the company requesting personal information like driver's licenses and insurance info in order to get a test. Meanwhile, China's on a high level of vigilance after detecting the first local outbreak of Omicron ahead of the Beijing Winter Olympics. Around the world, rigid COVID laws have slowly given way to a more relaxed and reasonable approach, but China remains on high alert, with authorities continuing to enforce a zero COVID strategy. CNN's David Culver reports.
Cities across China are back in wartime mode, scrambling to identify and isolate cases of COVID-19. Recent outbreaks have some 20 million people under strict lockdowns, confined to their homes. Officials are conducting multiple rounds of mass testing and shuttling tens of thousands of residents to centralized quarantine. State media showing these makeshift encampments built within days.
It is all eerily reminiscent to the start of the COVID crisis. But now, authorities know what they're looking for, and they're tracking those of us living here through our cell phones. To go into most places, you have to scan. They can flag us should we come into contact with a confirmed case.
China is proud of its zero COVID approach. That is, one case is one too many. In the months that followed the initial outbreak in Wuhan, it seemed to work, though brutal at times.
This strategy has indeed been effective, until very recently.
This latest surge is most concerning and perhaps embarrassing given its timing. We are 3 weeks from the start of the Winter Olympics. Beijing hoped this, the second pandemic Olympics, would be a chance to showcase its success over COVID.
The games are in part why the capital city is so heavily protected, a fortress with many restrictions to get in and out. At one point, the biggest concern was cases brought in by arriving athletes, Olympic personnel, and media from around the world. It's for that reason they have created a closed-off system, which will include the area that we're in right now. No physical contact between those coming in and those of us already here in Beijing.
But the virus is now spreading outside the Olympic bubble. And images like these are surfacing on Chinese social media. People packing in to get tested in nearby Tianjin. Some quarantined residents complaining about food shortages. 2 hospitals in Xi'an were ordered shut for 3 months by municipal health authorities after hospital employees were accused of putting COVID protocols above basic health care. In one case, refusing to admit a man who later died of a heart attack. In another, a woman, 8 months pregnant, initially turned away because she did not have a valid COVID test. She later suffered a miscarriage.
Just ask any ordinary Chinese, right? Asking about the necessity of that zero COVID strategy. I think the public support to that strategy remains.
State media showing a far more orderly public response to the strict containment measures. Most here trusting the policies. In Zhangzhou, this woman's awkward lockdown experience going viral. She's posted videos on social media explaining how a blind date that was supposed to last just a few hours suddenly stretched several days when new confirmed cases forced everyone in the neighborhood into a snap lockdown, both trapped in his home. She told local media, because we don't really know each other, it's really awkward. All he does is cook, clean, work. He doesn't talk much. In the 3 weeks until the start of the Winter Games, China might still prove effective in containing the virus, returning to a COVID-free country, at least officially. But for how long? David Culver, CNN, Beijing.
Still ahead, if you're waiting on a package, it may be because it's stuck on California train tracks. If you're taking a live look over the Capitol, Jillian's tracking your forecast just ahead.
Trust the First Warn Weather Team for your most accurate forecast.
Pick and Save delivery is always fresh because we check our produce at every stop on its journey to you. We're fresh every day, so shop anyway. Pick and Save, fresh for everyone.
Step into the new when you drive a Chevy. It's time for a fresh approach and a new perspective. Meet new friends or reconnect with some old ones and find the Chevy that's right for you. Find new experiences, find new roads. Step into the new with a new Chevy. Very well qualified buyers can get 0% financing on most Chevy vehicles. Plus, current Chevy owners get an additional $750 bonus cash. Chevrolet, the #1 selling brand in Wisconsin.
Living with metastatic breast cancer means being relentless because every day matters. And having more of them is possible with Verzenio, the only one of its kind proven to help you live significantly longer when taken with fulvestrant, regardless of menopause status.
Verzenio plus fulvestrant is for HR-positive, HER2-negative metastatic breast cancer that has progressed after hormone therapy. Diarrhea is common, may be severe, or cause dehydration or infection. At the first sign, call your doctor, start an antidiarrheal, and drink fluids. Before taking Verzenio, tell your doctor about any fever, chills, or other signs of of infection. Verzenio may cause low white blood cell counts, which may cause serious infection that can lead to death. Life-threatening lung inflammation can occur. Tell your doctor about any new or worsening trouble breathing, cough, or chest pain. Serious liver problems can happen. Symptoms include fatigue, appetite loss, stomach pain, and bleeding or bruising. Blood clots that can lead to death have occurred. Tell your doctor if you have pain or swelling in your arms or legs, shortness of breath, chest pain, and rapid breathing or heart rate, or if you are nursing, pregnant, or plan to be.
Every day matters, and I want more of them.
Ask your doctor about everyday Verzenio.
Wisconsin winters will warm your heart. Time for big smiles and downhill fun. Time to step outside and get lost in the snow.
There's nothing out there close to this.
Time once again for memory making with those who matter most. It's what a trip to Wisconsin is all about.
At Pick and Save, you can get personalized coupons on top of weekly sales for prices that are lower than low on food that's fresher than fresh. Pick and Save, fresh for everyone.
News 3 Now First Warn Weather is brought to you by Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor.
Discover a shopping and design experience as comfortable as the furniture. Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor. Schedule your free design consultation today.
And as we get things rolling for our Saturday morning, just know it's going to be a chilly one, even though we are looking at beautiful sunshine as the clouds are starting to clear off for us as we're heading in throughout the rest of the morning. Some areas may see some light flurries as we're getting things rolling, but 8 degrees is what it is right now, but it feels like 7 below as we're getting into the rest of our morning. And as of right now, taking a look at our surface map, we are still seeing some light snowfall mainly into the southeastern side of southern Wisconsin, and our wind chills around southern Wisconsin in themselves. 6 degrees is what it feels like in Janesville, with about 5 degrees below zero in Platteville as of right now. So it's a very chilly morning. Make sure that you're bundling up as you head out the door. But as we approach the afternoon, just know that the wind chills will improve, but we're still going to be in the cold feeling as we're still into those single digits, and temperatures will be into those middle to upper teens, but with wind speeds still sticking around into the single digits. It's going to be a cold day, as a matter of fact, throughout the rest of the day. So make sure that you are staying warm throughout. Now, as we take a look, there are going to be some slick spots around southern Wisconsin due to the light flurries and some icing over from the snow from yesterday. So make sure that you are taking it slow and being careful. Now, as we take a look at our surface map as well, we are looking to dry out with this high pressure system, but we're keeping our eye on this low into the north, which is going to be bringing in some snow chances as we head into our Sunday. But for today, it's going to be on the quieter side. Temperatures will stick around into the teens. Cloud cover is going to be varying throughout the rest of our afternoon. As we go into tonight, staying on the quiet side, temperatures will get into the single digits. And going into our Sunday morning, just know it's going to be another cold one as we start off. Sunday afternoon, that's when we're going to be looking at another wave of some snowfall. Some light snow chances are going to start to roll their way into southern Wisconsin and bringing in some snow throughout our Sunday afternoon into our Sunday evening as well. But we're not looking at it to be really accumulating much. It's going to be trace amounts of some snowfall that we're going to be seeing throughout southern Wisconsin with the next snow that's going to be rolling in. But for our snow meter, we're looking at good scattered showers of snow to be rolling in. And again, it's going to be light, so it could cause some bit of slick spots and some commute issues. But overall, it's not anything that's going to be very significant for us. And throughout our Saturday, our high is going to be around 18 degrees for today. We're looking at variable cloudiness with some very cold conditions. And for Sunday, we're keeping our eye on some light snowfall for us as we get in throughout the rest of the day. We do also have an alert day in the forecast for Thursday, and that's because we're looking at another round of bitterly cold temperatures and wind chills in the morning. That'll be well below zero, making it bitterly cold once again. And that's what we're going to be seeing. Once again, this trend will be up into those middle 20s, into around 30 degrees, but then we're going to drop right back down as we head into the middle part of next week. Single digits will be back with below zero temperatures overnight as well. It's going to be another cold stretch in the next few days, but we got to enjoy these 20s and 30s while we have them, McKenna.
Enjoy these 20s and 30s while we have them. What a sad statement, but I enjoy the optimism.
Add a little chill to my spine just saying that.
All right, thanks, Jillian. Do you have a package that never arrived or sent something that disappeared in transit? It may be sitting on the train tracks in downtown LA or in the hands of thieves. Thousands of boxes were littered on the Union Pacific train tracks. While LAPD reports cargo raids are rare, officials are reporting an increase in these kinds of robberies. Union Pacific is still investigating those crimes. Meanwhile, FedEx says it's going the extra mile to protect your packages. The delivery service is working with the FAA on a new anti-missile system for its cargo planes, with FedEx proposing an infrared laser system to defend its planes while they fly in dangerous areas. The company is still working with air officials on the plan's safety and efficacy. Empty store shelves are a common sight lately as the Omicron variant and common winter illnesses spread at a rapid rate. But now it's impacting the goods used to help relieve COVID symptoms.
As you can see, the shelves are empty.
For weeks, Linda Kelly has tried getting her husband his much-needed aspirin. And for the first time in a long time, she was at the right store at the right time, just before the shelf cleared out completely.
I was able to get aspirin, and there's only 3 bottles on the shelf, and thank goodness I could get 1 bottle.
A small victory that didn't used to be such a hassle. But with the Omicron variant bringing coughs, fevers, headaches, and the sniffles to so many people at once, on top of the other stuff going around this time of year, the medicine that helps with those cold and flu-like COVID-19 symptoms are disappearing all at once, too, making it harder to take care of yourself at home.
If it came down to it, it was like, I guess people are going to go without it.
Kelly and her husband will be okay with their newly bought bottle of aspirin for a while. She just hopes the next time she needs a bottle, it won't be so difficult to buy.
We'll be glad when this is over.
Still ahead, there are several new shows and movies to check out this weekend. Will shares his picks in 3 things to watch. Trending news is just ahead on News 3 Now this Saturday morning.
Hello, I'm Gary Canoldi, inviting News 3 Now viewers to join me on an Alaska and Glacier Bay cruise August 9th through the 21st. We'll discover the cities of Anchorage and Fairbanks and enjoy a guided tour in Denali National Park. We'll also relax on a wonderful 4-night Holiday America Line cruise, including Glacier Bay National Park. Visit holidayvacations.com, keyword WISC, to learn more about this tour and to watch a travel show. Or call 888-557-1020 for a free brochure.
People with moderate to severe psoriasis are rethinking the choices they make, like the splash they create, the entrance they make, the surprises they initiate. Otezla, it's a choice you can make. Otezla is not a cream. It's a pill that treats plaque psoriasis differently. With Otezla, 75% clear skin is achievable. Don't use if you're allergic to Otezla. It may cause severe diarrhea, nausea, or vomiting. Otezla is associated with an increased risk of depression. Tell your doctor if you have a history of depression or suicidal thoughts, or if these feelings develop. Some people taking Otezla reported weight loss. Your doctor should monitor your weight and may stop treatment. Upper respiratory tract infection and headache may occur. Tell your doctor about your medicines and if you're pregnant or planning to be. Otezla, show more of you.
Deep in credit card debt? Did you know Credit Associates can help you reduce that debt? It's not nearly as complicated as you think. Let me show you what I mean. First, there's the total amount of credit card debt you owe. Whoa! We can reduce that by almost half. Second, how about those decades you'll be in debt? We reduce that down to as little as 24 to 36 months, giving you up to 20 debt-free years back. Lastly, how about the endless hours of stress and anxiety from being in debt? We can help reduce that too. It's easy to get started. Call now to see how Credit Associates can reduce your debt and save you thousands. The information is free and there's no risk to call. 1-800-949-3849. Call Credit Associates now to start living better, debt-free. 1-800-949-3849.
Everything is relative. Travel, for example. A trip to Stoughton might seem like a long way, but if you're shopping for diamonds, it's closer than you think.
Diamond Select.
Importers of shimmering diamonds from the mines of South Africa to the streets of Antwerp and Tel Aviv. They shop the diamond capitals of the world so you don't have to.
Diamond Select. Direct pricing saves you money.
On GIA certified South African diamonds.
Diamond Select.
Downtown Stoughton. Matt Culligan, your local water expert.
Taking a quick look at our chances of seeing some light snowfall here in southern Wisconsin. Well, we're looking at a pretty decent chance of seeing some scattered snowfall. Mainly around 50% is what we're looking at as we head into our Sunday. But for today, we're going to stay on the drier side. However, it will be very cold as our high is around 18 degrees. And with those winds, well, we're looking at single-digit wind chills throughout the course of the day. Remember, we do have an alert day in effect for next Thursday for bitterly cold temperatures as we're going to be going back into a very cold trend. But in terms of snow chances for the next few days, not looking for much. Maybe some flurries and light snow chances, but for the most part, we're not looking at much ahead. And for our three things we'll need to know is the cold will be returning after this weekend, so make sure that you did not put away any of that comfortable layering up gear because it is going to be cold once again coming soon. We'll have more coming up in a few moments. Until then, back to you, McKenna.
Yeah, well, if you're like Julian and I and you don't like going outside during this weather, there's clearly no shortage of films and shows streaming. Our Roll Loper shares a few of the best in this weekend's 3 Things to Watch.
We have watched, unguided. We have helped them progress.
Newly streaming on Disney Plus is the Marvel film Eternals.
This is what the end of the world looks like. At least we have front row seats.
You know what's never saved the planet? Your sarcasm.
The film follows a group of ancient superheroes made up of Salma Hayek, Angelina Jolie, and more who protect Earth from deviants, and along the way, they discover their true purpose.
We've loved these people since the day we arrived. When you love something, you protect it.
Eternals is streaming on Disney Plus now.
Welcome to Second Chance Retreat. Your kids nominated you to come here for another opportunity to find true love.
Newly streaming on HBO Max is the reality show My Mom, Your Dad.
My mom misses all the red flags.
You gotta be more mysterious with the ladies.
What does that even mean?
A group of single parents move into a house, and their children get to watch as they try to forge new relationships and perhaps influence how their parents' dates go.
You will help to steer their romantic journey in the direction of your choosing.
My dad's dating skills are worse than I thought.
All 8 episodes of My Mom, Your Dad are streaming on HBO Max now.
You have love out there waiting for you.
Can you put them on the same board?
I still don't like it.
What?
Dad's been dead for 15 years.
Does it bother you that your mother's talking to a computer program or that a computer program is pretending to be your dad?
Well, you're a good Walter.
And newly streaming on Hulu is one of the best films of 2017, Marjorie Prime.
It's how she remembers him. I don't want to get you in trouble.
You learn, I like that.
She's nicer to that thing than she is to me.
It's your father that she's being nicer to. Are you jealous?
Lois Smith plays a woman who interacts with an AI of her deceased husband in the film that explores just what it truly means to be human.
When you remember something, remember the last time you remembered it. So it's always getting fuzzier, like a photocopy of a photocopy.
Marjorie Prime is streaming on Hulu now. Happy watching. Those are the 3 things you need to watch. And this is Will Loper for News 3 Now this morning.
Next, a building in downtown Madison is reopening after city officials gave tenants the all clear. The limitations of that coming up.
Isn't it great how swinging through Culver's drive-thru marks the unofficial start to family time? How biting into a hot-off-the-grill Butterburger makes worries melt away? And how a fresh frozen custard concrete mixer puts a smile on your face every time? Here, a meal you didn't have to make is a meal made fresh for you. And being greeted with a smile, even beneath a mask, makes all the difference.
There's a reason we put so much care into our food. That reason is you.
Welcome to Delicious.
Meet Ron. That man is always on. And he's on it with Jardiance for type 2 diabetes. His underhand sky serve, on fire. His grilling game, on point. And his A1C, Ron is on it with the once daily pill Jardiance. Jardiance not only lowers A1C, it goes beyond to reduce the risk of cardiovascular death for adults with type 2 diabetes and known heart disease. And Jardiance may help you lose some weight.
Jardiance may cause serious side effects, including ketoacidosis that may be fatal, dehydration that can lead to sudden worsening of kidney function, and genital yeast or urinary tract infections. A rare life-threatening bacterial infection in the skin of the perineum could occur. Stop taking Jardiance and call your doctor right away if you have symptoms of this infection, ketoacidosis, or an allergic reaction. And don't take it if you're on dialysis. Taking Jardiance with a sulfonylurea or insulin may cause low blood sugar.
A once-daily pill that goes beyond lowering A1C?
On it with Jardiance.
Ask your doctor about Jardiance.
From open borders, increasing crime, and rising inflation, Democrat policies are weakening America. When I ran in 2016, I intended to serve a second term and go home. But today, our nation is on a very dangerous path. If you could help make America safer and stronger, would you walk away? I've decided I can't. I'll stand and fight for freedom. I'm Ron Johnson, and I approve this message because I love America and Wisconsin, just like you.
How to change the way you pizza. Step 1, grab a delicious Papa Murphy's pizza. Step 2, bake. Step 3, chow down on the deliciousness. Order the Herb Chicken Mediterranean Pizza right now at papamurphys.com.
An iCare benefit card helps our members access even more. This includes a monthly allowance for OTC items and healthy food purchases. Plus, earn more with healthy rewards. Rest easy. iCare is looking out for you and your health.
At Spectrum, we think kids need time to be kids. So Spectrum Advanced Home Wi-Fi lets you schedule when devices can be online.
Have fun.
And when they can't.
Right now, how the owners of Pisons feel about moving back into their building after a battle with the landlord.
And we're looking for a chilly start to our weekend. We'll give a forecast coming up.
Good morning. Thanks for joining us on News 3 this Saturday. I'm McKenna Alexander. Let's go ahead and send over to Julian Stewart for a look at your Saturday morning forecast.
Well, we are looking at still some chilly conditions for us. Not much improvement over the past couple of hours as we're at 8 degrees right now here in Madison, and it's feeling like 7 below as we're going in throughout the rest of our morning. Now, in terms of us seeing any real precipitation, it is still stuck into the southeastern side of southern Wisconsin for us. We just see that one little spot of seeing any kind of scattered flurries or even snow showers for us as we continue throughout the morning. Our wind chills, however, into southern Wisconsin are pretty chilly. 6 degrees in Janesville, below 5 degrees in Platteville as of right now. As we can see, we're all into those below 0 and even single digits for us. But they will see improvement as we get into the rest of this morning, especially as we head into the afternoon where we're looking at single-digit wind chills. So it's still going to be very cold, but at least it's going to be some improvement. It's better than below 0. Now, as we take a look at planning the rest of our day, just know the sky is going to be battling it out with sun and cloud cover throughout the course of the day. We're going to be seeing more clouds start to develop as we head into the afternoon, but temperatures will still stay around into those teens as we head in throughout as well. Now, we are looking for some dry conditions for today, but we are looking for some changes as we head into tomorrow with that low coming in from the north. Going to be bringing in some scattered light snow showers for us. We'll talk about that more coming up in a few moments. Until then, let's toss it back to you, McKenna.
All right, thanks, Julian. A building in downtown Madison is reopening after city officials gave tenants the all clear. Building inspectors say since closing about a month ago, property owners have made enough repairs to the building so it's safe. Talia Moladine spoke with one of the business owners renting a space in that property and shares what the change will mean for business.
Back open for service.
It's pretty exciting, but it's also kind of terrifying.
After about a month away, Pison's co-owner Wally Vorowski says returning to normal isn't so easy.
A lot of the staff has either migrated to Portobello and filled in spots there or left.
And Vorowski says he doesn't blame them.
There's so many people that have no idea whether we're closed, open, and then they would probably even be concerned about coming into the building.
The building, 131 West Wilson Street, closed for weeks after city building inspectors raised the alarm about structural concerns in the underground parking garage, worried the whole building was in danger of collapsing.
It's not fair. It just isn't fair.
A major blow for tenant Vorowski and his restaurant.
The lost revenue and sales, the lost product that was either given away, thrown away.
And though city officials have cleared the building to stay open, at least for now, they say the owners of 131 West Wilson will need to make more permanent repairs. But paisans may not be around to wait.
We have been looking because obviously it would be foolish for us to assume that anything is going to be, this thing is going to continue as it is.
Still, after investing so much in the property on West Wilson,
this floor was entirely installed by Paisan's employees. We didn't have a flooring contractor come in and do that. We did that ourselves.
They're hoping for the best.
Paisan's co-owner also says they're still expecting compensation from their landlord from the initial closure in September and second closure in December. In order for the building to remain open, the site integrity will need to be inspected and certified every 2 weeks by city officials. The man accused in the deadly November SUV attack on a Christmas parade is back in a Waukesha County courthouse. Darrell Brooks Jr. faces nearly 80 new charges in connection to that tragedy. Some families of the parade victims were there. The prosecuting attorney saying there were more watching Friday's proceeding virtually. Investigators have reviewed video of the incident. The lead investigator in the case testified that Brooks zigzagged his SUV through the crowd and appeared to be aiming for people.
The driver of that vehicle, do you see that person present in the courtroom here today?
Yes, I do.
Could you identify him, please?
You sit at the sitting at the defense table dressed all in red.
You know the name of that person?
Darrell Brooks.
And you positively identify Mr. Brooks as the driver of the vehicle at this point?
Yes, I do.
Brooks will be back in court February 11th. He remains jailed on a $5 million cash bond. Meanwhile, the trial of Chandler Halderson is set to resume Tuesday. It's delayed because Halderson has COVID. Judge John Hyland issuing an order Friday stating the trial will resume because the quarantine periods will have passed, and as of right now, no one else in the court has developed COVID symptoms. Experts say the defense could have asked for a mistrial, but Halderson's defense team indicated he did not want to pursue one. People seem to snag at-home rapid tests as quickly as they appear on shelves, but even just buying a few will cost you $20, $30, even $40. That is set to change, though. The Biden administration ordering insurance companies cover the cost. Brad Hamilton shares more on how this might help our community.
Lines wrapped around buildings, sometimes even blocking traffic in Fitchburg, and at-home kits often sold out as soon as they come in stock show COVID testing is in high demand right now.
It is important that people know this is an option for them now.
That new option, making at-home rapid testing free. Starting tomorrow, insurance companies will have to start covering the cost. State Insurance Commissioner spokesperson Sarah Smith says it does come with some limitations.
They're required to do that for up to 8 tests per person on the plan per month. So a family of 4 could get 32 tests in a month if they needed to.
The Biden administration hopes insurance companies work with these pharmacies to make free kits available on a walk-in basis. But until that happens, you may need to file to get your money back.
Making sure people keep their receipts, any documentation, if it's something you ordered online, make sure it doesn't send that receipt email to your spam box. Make sure you keep track of all those records.
The policy comes at a crucial time in the pandemic, especially for hospitals. Wisconsin hit a new pandemic high for total patients this week with 2,278 on Wednesday, while emergency rooms remain packed. WHA's Joanne Alec explains.
Just such a high demand right now and such a high surge. And we really want to make sure that those beds, that the emergency room is there for people who need it.
The Wisconsin Hospital Association hopes that fewer people showing up who don't need emergency help and just need a COVID test will be a small but significant impact on our situation.
Another tool in the toolbox to allow patients to have access to testing without having to seek that in the emergency room.
A company claiming to provide free COVID tests facing a mounting list of complaints is now shutting down. The Center for COVID Control says it will shut down for a week to retrain its staff. The company is based in Illinois but has several pop-up locations in the Madison area. The Better Business Bureau reporting multiple people have reported not receiving test results, poor customer service, and the company requesting personal information like driver's licenses and insurance info in order to get a test. Still ahead, if you're looking for something to do this Saturday, the DNR is hosting Free Fishing Weekend. What you need to know coming up next.
The big in-stock winter blowout sale is on at Slumberland Furniture. Over 20 different sofas in stock and ready to go. Over 50 accent chairs and recliners too. Everything is on sale and shipping is free. Huge store-wide savings at Slumberland Furniture.
You've heard that an apple a day keeps the doctor away, but you still need to see your dentist because getting good dental care is important to your overall health. You know dental bills can take a big bite out of your budget, especially if you're retired or on Medicare. Even a simple cleaning can cost $200. And other procedures like crowns and root canals can cost hundreds, even thousands more. But affordable dental insurance from Physicians Mutual Insurance Company can help. Give us a call or go online for this free information kit with all the details. This isn't just a discount plan. This is real dental insurance that can help pay for over 350 covered procedures like cleanings, fillings, crowns, even dentures. There are no deductibles, no annual maximum, and you can see any dentist you like. So don't wait. Call now or go online for your free information kit from Physicians Mutual.
Physicians Mutual, Physicians Mutual.
If your credit card debt is out of control, if you're in over your head in monthly payments, there's a secret the credit card companies don't want you to know. If you have more than $10,000 in credit card debt, you have the right to let us settle that debt for a fraction of what you owe. That's bad news for the credit card companies, but it's great news for you. We're Credit Associates, and we're offering you free information on how to completely resolve your credit card debt with a monthly payment you can afford. To see how much you could save, call now. 1-800-914-6947. Don't declare bankruptcy. Don't consolidate. Give us 10 minutes and we could save you thousands. After all, we depend on your success and offer a guarantee so there's no risk to call. Credit Associates. Live better, debt-free. We'll even show you how to use your stimulus money to jumpstart our services and get you debt-free faster than you ever thought possible. Call Credit Associates now to see how much you could save for free. Call 1-800-914-6947.
Get year-end savings on everything in stock, including mattresses at the big in-stock winter blowout at Slumberland. Everything is on sale, including mattresses, and shipping is free. The big in-stock winter blowout at Slumberland Furniture. On sale and ready to go.
Sunday at 10.
I do have to suspend our proceedings.
The Chandler Halderson trial came to a sudden halt. News 3 Now recaps the events so far in this high-profile case. Plus, find out what could happen next. Sunday on News 3 Now at 10.
News 3 Now's Call for Action team advocates for you, asking the right questions.
Yeah. You hope to make that right.
And getting results.
They sent a water heater the next day after you made the call.
Call for Action, only on News 3 Now.
Taking a look at our weekend forecast, well, temperatures are definitely going to slightly improve as we head into Sunday, but we are looking for some light snow showers as well. For today, it's going to be on the quieter side and definitely very cold with a high temperature of 18 degrees. We also have an alert day in the forecast for Thursday as bitterly cold temperatures will return with morning wind chill values well below zero, between 10 to 20 degrees below zero as a matter of fact. Three things we'll need to know is that temperatures are going to be cold this weekend, slight improvement heading into the start of the new week, but those really cold temperatures will be back. Keep an eye out for snow showers and flurries on our Sunday afternoon into our Sunday evening. And here's a look at our 10-day forecast. We're going to be looking at a roller coaster once again. After Tuesday, we're going to be dipping back into those teens and single digits. And once again, we are looking at those lows to be well below zero. Over to you, McKenna.
All right, thanks, Julian. Well, if you're looking for something fun to do this weekend and you want to get outside, you can head to the ice. The DNR is hosting its free fishing weekend. Faith Alford tells you what you need to know before dropping your line.
Anglers can head to the ice this weekend without a license. The DNR is hosting their annual free fishing weekend, originally established to give people a chance to try out ice fishing.
2 days out in Wisconsin here,
There's plenty of opportunities to go ice fishing from here in Green Bay, close to the bay, all the way up to Oconto, Shawano, and Marinette counties, where there's many lakes to try.
Rules and regulations will still be in place on Saturday and Sunday. The DNR wants everyone to be safe and mindful.
If you are going to take your truck, your car, your vehicle on the ice, roll down your windows and make sure that you take your seatbelt off when you're on the ice. Obviously, you want to wear your seatbelt when you're on the roadway, but if you're on the ice, go through. It's easier to get out of your vehicle. I recommend obviously not driving your vehicle on the ice. You never know what ice conditions are.
Be sure to check the ice, because no ice is 100%, and we want to make sure everyone stays safe. In Howard, Faith Alford, Local 5 News.
Free fishing weekend begins today and continues through tomorrow. Still ahead, today's also the last day to enroll in Obamacare. We need to know coming up. And you're taking a live look over the Capitol. Jillian's tracking your forecast just ahead.
Look Who's 3 is sponsored by Three Bears Resort, Indoor Water Park and Conference Center in Warrens, Wisconsin.
Water is one of nature's most beautiful and life-sustaining resources. At no fault of their own, many Wisconsin utility customers are facing a shutoff to their water service. This leaves them without the one life-giving resource we all take for granted. And those hardest hit are on fixed incomes, juggling multiple temporary jobs, or those who lost full-time jobs in sectors hardest hit by the pandemic. If someone you care about needs a hand up, your local Wisconsin energy and emergency rental assistance providers are working together to keep you safely in your home and your water, heat, and power on. If you are in danger of losing your water service, call 833-H2O-WISC, 833-426-9472. You may not ask for it, but we're here to help.
Everything is relative. Travel, for example. A trip to Stoughton might seem like a long way, but if you're shopping for diamonds, it's closer than you think.
Diamond Select.
Importers of shimmering diamonds from the mines of South Africa to the streets of Antwerp and Tel Aviv. They shop the diamond capitals of the world so you don't have to.
Diamond Select. Direct pricing saves you money.
On GIA certified South African diamonds.
Diamond Select.
Downtown Stoughton.
Living with metastatic breast cancer means being relentless, because every day matters. And having more of them is possible with Verzenio, the only one of its kind proven to help you live significantly longer when taken with fulvestrant, regardless of menopause status.
Verzenio plus fulvestrant is for HR-positive, HER2-negative metastatic breast cancer that has progressed after hormone therapy. Diarrhea is common, may be severe, or cause dehydration or infection. At the first sign, call your doctor, start an antidiarrheal, and drink fluids. Before taking Verzenio, tell your doctor about any fever, chills, or other signs of infection. Verzenio may cause low white blood cell counts, which may cause serious infection that can lead to death. Life-threatening lung inflammation can occur. Tell your doctor about any new or worsening trouble breathing, cough, or chest pain. Serious liver problems can happen. Symptoms include fatigue, appetite loss, stomach pain, and bleeding or bruising. Blood clots that can lead to death have occurred. Tell your doctor if you have pain or swelling in your arms or legs, shortness of breath, chest pain, and rapid breathing or heart rate, or if you are nursing, pregnant, or plan to be.
Every day matters, and I want more of them.
Ask your doctor about everyday Verzenio.
News 3 Now First Warn Weather is brought to you by Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor.
Discover a shopping and design experience as comfortable as the furniture. Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor. Schedule your free design consultation today.
Well, we've talked about it all morning and just how cold it has been when you're waking up for the Saturday. So, folks, we're just going to get right into it. Right now, we are looking at a beautiful sunrise over the Capitol, but we are going to be seeing some more cloud cover develop as we continue throughout the rest of the day. Now, in some areas, we are looking at isolated little flurries still sticking around. 8 degrees as of right now, and it feels like 7 degrees below zero as of right now. So, yes, it is very cold as you're waking up this morning. As you're heading out the door, make sure that you have gloves, hats, and layer up with your jacket. jacket because it's definitely cold outside. Now, we do have over to the southeast some snowfall still sticking around for us on our radar. But on top of that, we are still looking at cold temperatures around southern Wisconsin. Single digits, 5 degrees into the Dells, 11 for Watertown, 18 degrees in Janesville with 11 degrees into Platteville. But that's not the whole story here because we are still looking at wind speeds that are into the teens, especially 12 miles per hour winds in Madison with 15 miles per hour winds in Platteville and 10 in Janesville, which is bringing us to feel well below zero for at least most of us. We're looking at 7 below in Madison, 5 below in Platteville, and 6 degrees in Janesville. So it is, once again, a cold morning. But just how long is the wind chill going to be below zero? Well, it's not going to stay that way throughout the rest of today, but it's still going to be pretty cold. As we can see, we're going to be in the single digits in terms of wind chill. So we're going to be cold throughout the course of the day as temperatures try to improve into those middle and upper teens, and wind speeds will look to die down. So we are looking for a little bit of relief, but not enough to really call it relief, if we're going to say that. So in terms of what else we are going to be looking at, well, our commute for today, this morning, we are looking for some slick spots because of the light snowfall and flurries for certain areas and the icing over from overnights going into this morning. So just make sure that you're driving carefully because there's definitely some ice on some roads, especially into areas that are more into the residential roads. Now, as we take a look on our surface map, however, this system, this low that swept through yesterday, which brought us some snowfall, has made its way into our friends in the Midwest over towards the Missouri and Illinois area. But we are looking for drier conditions thanks to this high pressure system, but keeping an eye on this low into the north, which is going to be bringing in some isolated snow showers as we get into our Sunday. But for today, we're going to be looking at more clouds to just be battling it out with the sunshine throughout the course of our day, especially as we get into the evening hours. Then as we go into tonight, still going to stay on the quiet side. However, expected to be into the colder temperatures. Once again, single digits are going to dominate overnights going into our Sunday morning. Sunday afternoon, that's when we're going to be looking at another wave of seeing some snow, light snow, nothing real crazy, but going to be looking at light snow and flurries starting to roll their way into southern Wisconsin, but look to clear out as we go into our Sunday nights. Now again, it's going to be light snow and it's going to be flurries, and they're not going to be around all day. So we're going to be looking at trace amounts of snowfall to accumulate for us throughout the course of the day. But we are looking at scattered light snow showers throughout our Sunday. Around 50% chance is what we're going to be looking at for that. So as we take a look at our weekend forecast, I want to plan it out. Well, just know today's going to be the coldest day of the weekend, but on top of that, we are going to be looking at a bit of some snowfall going into our Sunday. Temperatures will be around 24 degrees. But other than that, we do have an alert day. Thursday, we're looking at bitterly cold temperatures to return to our forecast with wind chill values well below zero. Our snow chances are not very significant over the next few days. As we can see, just some flurries and light snowfall, nothing very significant, and the snowstorm is not necessarily into our forecast for us right now either. But our 3 things we're going to need to know is that we are looking for more cold that is on the way. So make sure that you are still layering up and definitely staying warm for the next couple of days, because after Tuesday, we're going back to some seriously cold temperatures. Single digits, below zero overnights, transitioning into our Friday with breezy conditions. Wind chill values will be back to single, below zero, and double digit below zero again as well. It's going to be cold, McKenna.
You know, continuing on our optimism train, I would say that this is a perfect forecast for hot chocolate.
It is. Hot chocolate, hot tea, staying inside, mittens and everything.
Mittens while you're inside?
Yes, it is cold.
Jillian, maybe you should turn up your heat a little bit.
Yeah, heating bill is a little too much right now.
Yeah, okay, we've all been there. All right, thanks, Jillian. There's less than 24 hours left to sign up for health insurance coverage through the Affordable Care Act. 2022 open enrollment for what's popularly known as Obamacare closes at the end of the day today. That goes for 33 states that use the federal exchange, along with a handful of others that have their own marketplaces. States including New York and California have extended deadlines for a few more weeks. As of January 8th, more than 14 million people had signed up for coverage through the exchanges. It's a record number for the now 9-year-old program. The surge in interest due in part by more generous federal subsidies that help cut premiums and out-of-pocket costs. Subsidies were enhanced through part of the nearly $2 trillion coronavirus relief bill passed by Democrats last March. Stick with News 3 Now all weekend. Brad will have the day's top stories tonight at 6 and 10. But first, a town in Kansas has renamed after one of its residents. Learn why when we're back in a moment.
Deep in credit card debt? Did you know Credit Associates can help you reduce that debt? It's not nearly as complicated as you think. Let me show you what I mean. First, there's the total amount of credit card debt you owe. Whoa! We can reduce that by almost half.
Second, how about those decades you'll be in debt? We reduced that down to as little as 24 to 36 months,
giving you up to 20 debt-free years back.
Lastly, how about the endless hours of stress and anxiety from being in debt?
We can help reduce that too. It's easy to get started. Call now to see how Credit Associates can reduce your debt and save you thousands. The information is free and there's no risk to call. 1-800-949-3849. Call Credit Associates now to start living better, debt-free. 1-800-949-3849.
So here's what we won't do. We won't let self-doubt win again. Because together, we're working on something more real.
Elbows in.
With a real plan and coach for real 360 support. That's Anytime Fitness. That's Real AF.
Madison Magazine Winter Restaurant Week is here. Participating restaurants will provide a 3-course dinner starting at $25, featuring wine and more. Dining with a choice. Don't miss Madison Magazine's Winter Restaurant Week 2022, starting January 23rd through the 28th. For participating restaurants, menus, and details, visit MadisonRestaurantWeek.com. Presenting sponsor, the Keep Wisconsin Warm Cool Fund. Supporting sponsor, E&J Gallo Winery.
Dear Winter, I'm coming. My squad of 16 vehicles with all-wheel drive and four-wheel drive is ready to take you on. Safety's the name of my game. So you better bundle up. Toyota.
Right now, you can get 2.49% APR for 60 months on Toyota's most popular 2022 models. Find yours at Toyota.com. Toyota, let's go places.
The Washington Swamp. Ron Johnson's up to his neck in it. It's no surprise Johnson broke his promise to only serve 2 Senate terms as his net worth doubled in office. Johnson pushed for a new tax loophole for the wealthiest Americans, personally benefited from the tax break, and 2 of his biggest donors pocketed millions. Ron Johnson's deep in the swamp, out for himself, not us. SMP is responsible for the content of this ad.
Mission Unstoppable, Saturday morning at 9 on News 3 Now.
Finally, this morning, it's a celebration over a century in the making for a very special lady in Alma, Kansas. Alyssa Willits introduces us to Evelyn Zexer and shares why the city named January 13th in her honor.
It started out as a simple request for birthday cards, but grew into a citywide celebration. Evelyn Zexer was born in Alma January 13th, 1920, making Thursday her 102nd birthday.
She looks about 80, maybe. I mean, you'd never ever guess that she was 102.
I still do most of my own work. Lived here all my life and loved it.
The community came together to mark the occasion with a birthday parade. Her first stop was the church she was baptized in as a child and where she later got married. There, she got a special surprise from the students before heading down Main Street. Along that street were several local businesses participating in Evelyn Zexer Day, like El Corral Mexican Restaurant.
I'll have 1 taco, ground beef.
1 taco, ground beef. For $1.02.
For $1.02, yeah.
And Alma Bakery and Sweet Shop.
It's all about Evelyn today. I'm having $1.02 cinnamon rolls in her honor, and I've sold a lot of them, and I'm still making them.
Friends say it's the perfect example of Evelyn's impact.
She always has a smile on her face. She never says an unkind word about anyone. She's just a very kind, loving, beautiful person, inside and out.
And Evelyn says it is hard to put into words just how much this means to her.
I don't know how to explain it. It's just exciting. It's exciting. I can't believe they do this for me.
And taking a look at the next 10 days, just know the temperatures are not going to be very favorable in the next few, but just know it is definitely January. As we're going to be warming up to about 34 degrees by the time we hit Tuesday. Well, we're looking for our alert day to be in effect for Thursday because we are going back to some bitterly cold temperatures, which will be well below zero and single digits as well with those wind chills. So make sure that you're staying warm for the next few, and also keep in mind that we are looking for a chance of seeing some light snowfall heading into our Sunday afternoon and Sunday evening. Other than that, though, snow chances are going to stay pretty minimal for the next few days, but it's definitely going to be on the colder side and feel a whole lot like winter here in Wisconsin. Over to you, McKenna.
I guess you got to make sure you really have your mittens ready for.
You're going to bully me about that, aren't you?
There's a lot of easy things to bully you about, Julian, and this is just going to be one of them. All right, thanks for joining us. We'll have more news later tonight at 6 and 10.